And we're back here, second hour main event. Tuesdays mean this guy joins us. I have to knock him down a little bit here because he is the legend, Bruce Cooper, of course. Every Tuesday, have some fun with him. Talk local sports out there. Last week, a lot of positive feedback. Bruce, on your stories on Larry, and some more stories about that started to come out over the weekend as well from teammates and things and everything. So just your thoughts on Larry Fitzgerald getting into the Hall of Fame on Saturday.
Well, I'm really extremely happy for him. I do know that it was an emotional time for him because his father was not there. I mean, he just lost him maybe 2.5 months ago.
June,
yeah. And so it was difficult, but I like the way they handled the whole enshrinement ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was really nervous for Devin, Larry's son, to step up to the mic and really say some things and present his dad, but they put everything on tape.
Yeah.
And so not only is it work from a timing standpoint for the producers who are trying to time out the show anyway, but it looked a lot more polished.
Yep.
You know, and so I thought Devin did an extraordinary job. I mean, I think the two best speeches were by Larry and Drew Brees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. I thought those were the two best out there. And look, I didn't know anything about Roger Craig's health issues, but I like the way.
I'm surprised he announced that in that setting.
Yeah, and
dementia.
And Cam was telling me that Roger was the one player that would not speak to the media up there. And so then I said, now we found out why, you know. And so he has. So I thought it was well, and I love the fact that the Cardinals announced that they are a date for his Ring of Honor,
October 25th, I believe, against the Broncos.
Yeah, I would
game.
not have picked that game.
Yeah,
that gum, man.
But with the first, what do you wait till though? Do you wait till the Jets game or something?
Yeah, let me find a more winnable game.
It's like
man.
homecoming.
I mean, jeez, Louis.
Well, you could argue maybe that'll incentivize them to play harder in that game.
Well, it's supposed to be a halftime ceremony.
Yeah.
Heck, the game might be over by halftime. Everybody checked out. No, just kidding.
Well, you might not be kidding, to be honest with you. There. No, I thought it was fantastic. I thought Vinatieri had the better.
Did you really?
Drew Brees' speech. Like I said, none of them were bad. It's just Drew Brees always goes to that, I can do it, so can you. No.
Well,
Drew, settle down.
Vinatieri had a couple of lines.
That's what made it good. I like the comedy.
I didn't mind the one against Belichick, but the one with McAfee, and his wife.
I played them both yesterday. I played them both yesterday. No, but that's what I mean. That's what his speech is. I thought Larry's speech covered it all. It had humor at moments, sentimental at moments, and all of that. But then I was looking at it like this, because I agree with you. I mean, as a dad, just devastating that his dad wasn't there and was so close to getting there. And I saw Larry's comments, I think it was Thursday in Media Day, where he said, I wish I would have, because he knew his dad was sick and he knew he wasn't, they're hoping he can make it to it and stuff like that. But he said, I wish, something to the effect of, I wish I would have prepared better, so he could have recorded something or something for his dad to enshrine and put him in there. And so that stuff kind of hits you and stuff like that. But then I sit there while I watched Devin up there with him, his oldest son, and I went, this is almost like hey, my time's done. You're going to Notre Dame. It's your ball now. You go. You take the family legacy, and you take it.
It was a cool moment. I mean, and like you said, I just thought that Larry, his speech hit on everything. I mean, he even acknowledged his teammates out there, poked fun, and then people like Chris Carter, jabbing him and said, "Hey, now we can agree that now the pleasantries are over. We can all agree that my hands are better than yours." I mean, it was just I thought his was perfect, and I did enjoy Breeze's, and we all know that.
Like I said, Breeze's wasn't bad. It's just I'm not looking for that type of a speech in that environment.
But I understood what Katrina was all about and how they overcame, and the Saints and Breeze and his family, they were a big part of it.
Most teams would have caved in that situation, and he brought them through it. They're in San Antonio and stuff like that. I'm saying it's not bad. It's just not the speech I was looking for.
Larry had a couple sayings. The drinking from the well, and I'm going to go back and refill it in the valley.
For the valley, I'm going to refill it. Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, the extra mile is lonely or something.
There's not a whole lot of traffic on the extra mile. as like, wow, okay, great way to start it.
Hey,
and I thought a great way to end it.
Yeah, but the preseason, the Canton game itself.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I can't tell you how many times I have watched this game in pain and agony, and I'm checked out by halftime.
Yes,
but I know I'm working at night, so I got to stay with
it.
It's just like that game.
Yeah, you get ready to go on right afterwards.
That I expected to check out of that game by halftime.
No.
I stayed with that game to the very end.
We talked about that on Friday, man. Even Collinsworth and Tirico were into this game. Normally, the announcers are even here's this thing.
And look. Only I could recognize Haynes King, the quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, his guy had the Cardinals drafted in the 6th round. By the way,
I know.
But at any rate,
he's a stud.
I was blown away by by Carson Beck, and I hope he proves me wrong. Look, and I know both teams were playing, 3rd, 4th stringers.
You got the preseason.
First of all, do me a favor. Don't fall into that trap. There are no 4 stringers.
Okay,
you only got 90 guys.
Okay, well, so but all he could do is play against the guys that's in front of him, and he acquitted himself very, very well. I mean, his accuracy, which I'm not big on. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Oh, I love his accuracy.
I thought
in college. Oh,
yeah.
He paints balls in there.
No. Well, there's a reason why he was a backup on Georgia's 2 national championship
experience.
teams. Yeah.
The other guy had more experience. Stetson Bennett.
No. And then he goes to Miami. I mean, look, Beck. He's had 6 years of college play.
They call him doctor.
So I believe him when he talks about he doesn't get rattled. I mean, he's not going to get nervous. I mean, if people, because he's calm, cool, and collected. I believe that about him. That's what I know about. But when I say his accuracy, I mean, you didn't let me finish. His accuracy under duress. Mm-hmm. That's when he seems to really be wild, inaccurate, turnover prone, and those are the things that he has to get better at. Being able to deliver when there's someone in your face, being able to deliver when you've been chased out of the pocket. Those are things that I wasn't a big fan of. But if he shows to be a better pro than he was a college player, I'm all for it. We've seen this act before. Tom Brady, a 6th-round pick, better pro than he was a collegiate player, wins 7 Super Bowls. Joe Montana, a 3rd-round pick out of Notre Dame, a better pro than he was a collegiate player. I mean, we can go on down the list. I mean, Terry Bradshaw from Louisiana Tech, what? 4 Super Bowls, yeah. So it can and it does happen. I mean, Phil Simms from a college that's no longer in existence.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
But that's my point with Carson Beck is he's coming in the most detailed, the most pressure pointed, like Francisco Mendoza. He was good throughout college, and then he had that unbelievable senior year last year and wins the championship. Beck was just consistent every year and got better in college to the point where even as a backup on 2 national championship teams, he's already a step ahead of every other quarterback out there in the league and stuff like that coming into this. The play that impressed me the most was that one play down toward the end zone where the rush came. And he just casually looked to his right, threw the ball to running back speed.
Absolutely.
Rookie quarterbacks don't do that. They panic, they throw it, they try to force it in there, it gets intercepted or whatever.
Look, he was spot on. I mean, the fade to Fehoko in the end zone for a touchdown. I mean, it looked like Jalen Brooks. Jalen Brooks was his favorite target on the deep ball. I mean, he was accurate with his deep ball passes, and so I'm anxious to see this next step. They play Thursday, right?
Yep, Raiders.
Yeah, they play
Thursday. So Coop, here's
5 p.m.
Here's the way I looked at it. Number one, I wanted to see going into the game, does the play come in crisply? Is the play called in the huddle? Do they break the huddle? Are there pre-snap penalties? Are there problems getting the play run? Those kind of things that you normally see in a first preseason game. And then on top of with a rookie quarterback, there was none of that.
Yeah.
There was none of that.
Yeah. LaFleur was on his game too. Because, and here's the deal. See, this is what I wondered about with Jacoby Brissett. Brissett is not the most athletic player. And if you've watched what the Rams do, what LaFleur and those guys do, even with the 49ers, they have this misdirection waggle where the quarterback gets outside with the option to run or pass. But we know people like Matt Stafford ain't going to run. We know people like Jacoby's not going to run. But can they deliver the ball accurately? Well, let me tell you something. Carson Beck delivered the ball accurately in those situations. So and
even on the deep ball.
And so I'm telling you, guy, and this is what I just said about with Petsy and the Cardinals with Kyler. Kyler would thrive in something like that. You get him outside with the option to run and pass. It puts so much pressure on the defense. I mean, and he's ideal for that. And yet the Cardinals didn't do anything to those things. I mean, but that's neither here nor there. But
that was my other takeaway was coaching. Really quick, since you brought it up, LaFleur's offense. There was a 4th and 5 late in this game with Beck in there, and last year it would have been a 3-yard loss on a screenplay or for a first half. And they threw it 20 yards down. The receiver dropped it. It was a good defensive play. But I was like, oh, my dear God, did we just throw it 20 yards downfield on a 4th and 5? What was that nonsense? The offense looks like it's rolling. LaFleur looks like, the offense is going to be explosive, or at least try to be explosive is how I should phrase it, which opened my eyes completely. And it could just be, Coop, that we're just stifled by Gannon in that offense last year and the way it ran. But it looked like a professional. I came in here on Friday and was like, we have a coaching staff. We have an NFL quality coaching staff.
Yeah, I'm because to me it looks but if Stafford can do it, I know Brissett can. But Brissett's like this lumbering type of a guy. But look, if you can deliver the ball accurately on the move like that, man, hey, you're making that offense.
And here's the last thing I'll say. I know we'll probably jump somewhere else, but the fact that again. I hear people, it's against backups. Yes, it's against backups. But that fade in the end zone, I don't care who's covering on that. It was thrown in the perfect spot.
Yeah, it was.
And so when you could have looked sloppy, Carson Beck could have looked bad against anybody.
Absolutely did.
And he didn't.
Absolutely.
So
the other thing was as that first half went on, they literally did a close-up on Carson Beck. He took the play call. And I noticed like his running back, I forget his name now, who was in there, 30 I think it was, did something on the field, and he did something wrong. Because when he got back to the hill, Carson Beck, I was having a conversation with him and tapped him on the back of the helmet. I'm like, this is a rookie quarterback?
Yeah, I think Kiner's.
And he's telling the running back, what he needs to do out there. And then on top of it, there was a couple times he took the play call, and they zoomed in on his helmet as he's going to the line. And he's looking confidently, just looking at the defense.
Yeah.
He's going in there. You don't see rookies doing that. They're going up there going, all right, my receiver's over here. I'm going to throw it over here. And then on top of it, at the end of the first quarter, he just was driving down the field, and they cut to him. He's got his helmet off. Smile the size of Texas on his face. Like he's just out there having a good time, like it's nothing, like it's not his future career, and he could die out there if he does something wrong and gets hit hard by one of these guys, and he's just having a ball.
Hey,
and you don't see that with rookies, man.
Hey, look, I saw something on X yesterday where there a number of different videos talking about this no-look touchdown pass.
In practice.
Now, it's tough for me to see the no-look that they see him, but they're there, so he must have looked someone.
His helmet was this way, but his eyes obviously were over here.
I can't see that on the tape that I'm seeing, but he must have pulled a Patrick Mahomes. But I put it to you like this. This guy right here, he has been the biggest proponent and supporter of Carson Beck. I poo-pooed the pick. I didn't like the pick. But I would love nothing more than for Beck to prove me wrong, because the Cardinals have been aching for a franchise quarterback. I mean, crying out
loud. I'm not going to go that far.
Well, okay.
But what I'm going to, just because, reality's coming at some point where he's going to. Veteran quarterbacks have tough. Tom Brady had tough games.
Sure.
It's coming.
Yeah, sure.
It's the overreaction side of it and stuff like that. But I mean, you've had the privilege of hearing me talk about Carson Beck off air. Believe it or not, folks, on air, I've been reserved. I love this kid. I love the way he plays. I'm not saying he's leading the Cardinals to the promised land. What I'm saying is, again, we know what Brissett can do. We know what Minshew can do. Let's find out what Beck can do, because you don't have a better rookie. You don't have him.
If Beck can be that dude, you don't have to spend a first-round pick next year.
That's the point. And you have a guy on a rookie deal. I used him right after the draft. I think you were here for it. I think I told you. Might have been off air, but definitely on air. Use the Bo Nix method here with Carson Beck. Get that defense built up. Bo Nix isn't the greatest quarterback in Denver, but he does enough to get him to win.
Yeah.
Carson Beck can be that guy, if not better. Use that method. Get Beck built up. You got 2 years. You got this year to do it. Go into next year. Get it done, and you can have success. The Broncos are showing you how to be successful with an older, experienced quarterback that had success in college.
Look, the Broncos' defense is special. I mean, you could say who's better, them, the Seahawks or the Rams, But because look, Knicks. I mean, it could be. I've seen them have games where it's like 9-6.
Yeah, 6-3.
Yeah. And then in the final minute of the fourth quarter, Bo Nix leads the first touchdown drive, and they score and they win. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't expect that to be the formula for the Cardinals.
Well, but I'm not saying beat the Broncos, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Build up that defense. Carson Beck can perform on an offensive level. He's not scared. He can go out there. You can grow with him and have success out there and have a rookie quarterback to where you can pay other guys to come in here. It's a good blueprint to have, is all I'm saying. Going forward. And he showed in the first game, at least, he can be that guy. Now, let's see moving forward now as well. As high as I am on him, I'm
excited by what I've seen, and I know to temper my expectations, but he's already exceeded what I had.
And it gives me more motive of what I've said all along. Give Jacoby Brissett the ball to start the season. And when you're 1-5 or 1-8, it's time to see what the kid's got. Let's see what can happen out there.
Yeah, but if you're 5-3, marching towards the playoffs,
then Brissett stays. Hey, 7 million people watched the Hall of Fame game, preseason game.
Because
it's not even close. Dale always talks about how the NFL dominates. The NBA didn't have a regular season game hit 7 million viewers, and the Hall of Fame game. It's 7 million. That Hall of Fame game was the most fun I've had in a preseason game ever in my life. It was so much fun to watch. But the Spurs Thunder in Christmas had 6.7 million. That was the closest to that $7 million number as well. So obviously it's better than the most viewed Major League Baseball game this season. Any NHL game last year, including any game in the Stanley Cup Final, didn't come close to that $7 million.
In the Stanley Cup Final?
Yeah. Didn't even come close to that 7 million Hall of Fame number.
We already know it's no secret we knew the NFL was king, but to have Canton and the Hall of Fame game and put up those numbers relative to what we were talking about the other leagues, that is shocking.
And not two of your marquee franchises.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it wasn't the Cowboys and the Packers battling it out.
Yeah.
The Steelers weren't there as well. Last thing on football, two things. One on the Cardinals. We talked about Josh Sweat earlier in the show. He's on the sidelines. He's there. But I found it interesting that LaFleur had to come out, and his quote was, let's see if I have it here still. LaFleur's quote was, I don't have him here still. He said, whether you believe me or not, I'm not worried about him for September 13th at all, meaning the first game. Then Monty came out and said, we have no interest in trading Josh Sweat. And Josh Sweat's on the sideline. No word of what his injury is. No word of anything.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Monty says they have no interest
in trading.
Okay, well, all of those reports that came before that statement, that preceded that statement, it talked about how Sweat was unhappy.
Yes.
How he wanted out.
Because Gannon's gone.
Did Monty address him wanting to be those rumors, him wanting out? And
no,
he didn't.
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
Nope. So this is my thing to Dale was what I read LaFleur's comments, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are dealing with this with their defensive linemen as well.
Vita Vea?
Yeah. And I like to call him Vita Vea. They're dealing with the same thing. Their coach is saying the same thing. He'll be ready for game one. Their GM is saying the same thing. We have no interest in trading him. There's discontent with Josh Sweat in this team, right? Yeah, especially because do we know what his injury is? No.
No, but
they don't talk about it.
Yeah, but here's the deal. You may not have any interest in not trading him, but does he have any interest in wanting to stay and play for you?
Exactly.
So that's why I wanted to know if he had addressed that.
There's just the comments that are being made. Now they're asked. Don't get me wrong. They didn't just run to a podium and go, "We're not trading him." But so there's context to it. But if there wasn't discontent, all right, he's dealing with a knee injury. He's going to be ready to go. We're just giving him extra time. He's working out on the side where he's rehab. Nothing is being said except for he'll be ready for game 1, and we have no interest in training him. It's like you get defensive, right? He's going to be here, guys. He's going to be here and playing. It just tells me that there's something going on.
So he's not really answering the question. No. If he's happy and wants to be traded, you're just doing that PC answer. Yes. We have no interest in trading him.
He's going to be here no matter what. It tells me it's not an injury situation. It's what I'm getting at. I'm reading it's not an injury situation. Yeah. It's a disgruntled player situation. Yeah. And can it be solved with money? I don't know.
Yeah, you see, he can't be wanting more money to sign a free agent contract a year ago.
But hey, come back and play for us, game. We'll give you an extra $5 million. That's going to make you feel better, Dale.
Here's the deal, though. Maybe the light bulbs came on. He saw that 3-14 season.
Mm-hmm.
He sees this team as. He's not dumb. He sees what Vegas in 0-17 in terms of being a favorite in game. Yeah. And he's like, man, I don't want to bust my ass on this pitiful team. Get me out of here.
And same defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
On top of it, so is there going to be improvement?
Look, it's the NFL. He's going to have if he wants to make money and play, he's going to have to play for the Cardinals if the Cardinals are steadfast on keeping him.
Right.
Absolutely. It doesn't just par for course that the Cardinals have possibly another disgruntled player in that locker room they're having to deal with everything positive. Think of the positive momentum the Cardinals had. That Hall of Fame game as a whole with a rookie quarterback, but then you saw other receivers be stars. You running backs that aren't going to get a lot of playing time at running back had some great games in that. And then you got Larry's enshrinement into that. And then we come right back to Steve Keim issues, now. And then, of course, Josh Sweat isn't here. And it's like, what?
Yeah, Steve. And it's interesting that you're mentioning the receivers because, see, outside of Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, and Kendrick Bourne, I'm like, who do the Cardinals have behind these guys?
But they looked like they were starters the other night.
All of a sudden, you're hearing Bryson Green, who, Jalen Brooks, who. I mean, they were actually catching the ball and getting open. And there's a third guy. I can't even think of his name. It's not Semi Fehoko because he's a veteran.
Yeah,
there was another.
He had a good game on Thursday
I know
too.
It was their 5th round pick, Reggie Virgil.
Yeah, I heard Virgil's name a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. These guys are acquitting themselves pretty well. They're catching the ball, unlike what we've seen from Marvin.
Yeah. It was that's what I took away from it was I expected some unfamiliarity between quarterback and receivers. They look like they've been playing together for years out there. It was amazing to see out there. Last thing on football I got before we'll take our break and then, of course, talk Major League Baseball here is first-time eligibles for Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2027. Tell me if they're Hall of Famers or not, Bruce and Dale. Rob Gronkowski.
Yes.
Really? Short time?
Not short time.
Bruce?
Played double-digit years. No, too big a name.
I think I may give him not a first time. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but a Hall of Famer.
I'm not going to give him a first ballot.
Not first time because then we can get into arguments of who's ahead of him and all that.
First ballot.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolute.
I would.
Dale.
I would approach it almost like Coop with Rob Gronkowski. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not sure. I need to see who the list is.
Well, let me put it this way: Ben Roethlisberger or Eli Manning. Only one of those two can go in.
Well, they came in the same draft class.
Yeah, I know.
They were in the same draft class,
but they retired different.
Yeah, they did. They came
but that's my point. Like Eli, a lot of people say Eli's not. I think Eli is. But Ben's in that category for me too. Where if he gets in, that's great. If he doesn't get in, I can understand it too.
If you look at Eli's stats, I mean, this dude threw. Almost as many interceptions as Brett Favre.
Yeah.
I mean, his touchdown interception ratio is terrible. His one-loss record is terrible. But the dude beat Brady twice in the Super Bowl
in spectacular fashion. On top of it,
I would say, and look, his name resonates. That name on the back of the jersey resonates.
Manny.
Yeah. And so I think just based on that, they'll put him in.
Yeah.
So
it won't be unanimous, but I can see there's some discussion.
Like I said, him and Ben Roethlisberger to me are, if they get in, great. They deserve it. If they don't get in, then all right, they just missed out.
Big Ben, he was made primarily quarterback for Tomlin. Never had a losing season,
right.
and
one of the greatest comebacks in Super Bowl history against Cardinals.
And him and Brown, Antonio Brown. I mean, they had a great connection until Antonio went berserk.
Oh, that's a head injury there, which means my next point. Antonio Brown is eligible
No, he's
this
not
year.
getting in first ballot for sure.
His numbers are there. Off the field, though, it's going to hurt him.
I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to penalize him for probably the first two.
But you think he is Hall of Fame material?
Oh, his numbers are just unbelievable.
Yeah, Dale.
On down the line.
That's the thing, Antonio Brown. Like, you look at his number and you're like, bona fide Hall of Famer.
Dude, there's no
and then
question.
you go, oh, without the other stuff.
And granted, most of it's not that police blotter stuff, even though there is some. It's not that stuff that you can look at and say,
running off the field.
That's
taking his jersey off, running off the field at that one time.
He's gonna have to.
And by the way, it is not supposed to matter your relationship with sports writers or your off the field activities, but
it does.
That's kind of hard to swallow first ballot.
Yeah.
And then Adrian Peterson. To me, he's in. It's not even a question.
There's no question.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Matter of fact,
when he gets in is the question.
Matter of fact, if the Cardinals would listen to me, he'd have been that first round pick.
Levi Brown instead, Coop.
Absolutely.
Richard Sherman.
Ooh, you know what?
Legion of led that Legion of Bloom.
Richard Sherman was the modern day Deion Sanders. Even though he didn't have Sanders' athleticism or his closing speed or anything like that, Richard Sherman, he just seemed to always be around when a big play was needed. Mm-hmm. You talk about, he was probably like the Robert Ory. The guy that just always seemed to make the big shot Bob. It was like big play Sherman. So I'm putting him in. He was a big play.
I don't know about first ballot.
Yeah, but the thing about Sherman is he gets kind of buried because of the other talent on that Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
Kind of buries him because he was on the outside. But to me, he was like the linchpin of that defense. I think he's a Hall of Famer. Cam Newton.
Ooh.
No. In my eyes, no.
No, even though he was Rookie of the Year quarterback,
changed the quarterback game
to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't think he did enough. Let's say no.
Well, especially not next year.
Le'Veon Bell.
No. Once he left the Steelers,
it was all downhill, right?
Yeah.
But he was dominant at the Steelers, but not long enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave this one. Gerald McCoy, Eric Weddle, I'll lump these together. Alec Max, I don't think either of those three are.
No.
But I'll leave this one to Dale and you, of course. But Dale first here on this one. Andrew Whitworth, offensive lineman, your Rams.
Boy, long storied career. I don't think the Rams become what they are without him.
They didn't win that Super Bowl, their first Super Bowl without him. Yeah. He dominated on that line, then retired.
The thing about offensive linemen, it's all perception because you can't sit there and go, oh, we had 18 pancakes that season versus 12. Or I think Whitworth will go in. I would not be surprised if it's not this year.
Yeah. Look, I don't look at Andrew Whitworth as a Orlando Pace or an Anthony Munoz. I just can't. I can't go there first ballot.
See, he's not in those guys' categories because he wasn't as dominant as those guys were.
Those guys were first ballot.
Yeah, and those guys would pick somebody up and throw him. Whitworth would just block the crap out of you and wear you down throughout the game. So, that's the difference. He doesn't have that shininess. So I agree. He's a Hall of Famer in my eyes. It's just a matter of when he gets in. Really quick, Robert says, Dale Housen needs to bring up Big Ben not being first ballot on his KUPD hit. Oh, I've been around with that. I told Holmberg last week that Big Ben's not a first ballot. I thought he was going to hit me at one point when I said that as well. And then Robert says, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You said that earlier. Coop obviously doesn't follow me on X. And some of us have to say it on X. Some of us get to say it with a microphone in front of us as well. When we come back, Diamondbacks talk. And I'm going to ask Coop here, over, under on how many times we're going to be force-fed the 76ers this year. Give you the opening night and Christmas schedule. And then on top of it, how many times we're going to be force-fed the 76ers and only get a shell of the team because guys are injured as well. Two questions for Coop coming up, folks. Come on back, the main event. And we're back here, second hour main event with this guy, legend Bruce Cooper, and then this other legend here, Folks, he just had success at SMU, rolls up to, gets to the AFC Championship game with the Bills, the lowly Bills, and starts their franchise on their record side. He tried to tank the Raiders, but Raiders were like, we don't want to win, Dale. You fake your injury, and we'll just ship you out of here to Dallas. Goes to Dallas, wins 3 Super Bowls. Even the Ravens, he goes to the Ravens for 2 games and gets them into a playoff run as well, And then there's me. I ate a taco last night.
with or without steak?
No steak.
Hey, there's an article in ESPN today, and it has the going price for Power 4 positional players in college football.
Oh, football, yeah. Is quarterbacks higher than
my mom and dad had me 40 years too early?
Yeah, quarterbacks, are they over $4 million now?
What are we talking, Dale? What are we talking?
For an offensive tackle, and going into my junior senior year, I was a solid starter, all conference guy, all American my senior year. Between Power 4 is between $1.2 and $1.5 million. Wow. 1.2, 1.5. Coop, I had to play 4 years in the NFL to get 1.2 million.
Hey, Coop,
you'd have said, "Hey, man, can I get more eligibility?"
Yeah.
Coop, he played at SMU. You don't think he was getting that in a McDonald's bag?
That's right. Yeah. Dale was like, "Hey, look, hey, man, I know about Dickerson and James, but come on, man, somebody's opening the hole for me. Give me mine.
Wrong
Come on, Dale. Tell us, fess up, Dale.
He won't admit it. He will not admit it, even off air, what came his way there. But yeah, no, isn't that crazy? That's why you're going to see a lot of guys start staying in college a lot more, because it's more than what you'll make. Like Carson Beck took a serious pay cut to go to the Cardinals
in the third round.
Look at Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback. I like the most in his. He's 24 now, so that means when he plays his first game in the NFL, the preseason, he'll be 25. And so he could have put his name in the draft this year, but Ole Miss was offering him something that he said, I'm not going to see in the NFL, at least my rookie year, because they're not even talking first round for me. And so they went to court. He got that extra year.
Yeah.
So, Dale, you're right. It pays to play college football at the Power 4 level.
It certainly does. Wow.
Hey, really quick, NBA, we have the opening night schedule, and of course it just flipped off my screen here as well. Opening night, Tuesday, October 20th, Celtics, Pistons lead us off first. 76ers, Knicks. That turns into something here, right?
Sixers will win that.
And then Oklahoma City Spurs is the night game there as well. Yeah. Ooh. That's
trying to follow the NFL model.
That's a heck of an opening night, man. I might sit down and watch all three. That triple header. Oh, what night is that?
Tuesday, October 20th.
Oh, brother.
Then you go to Wednesday.
I may not even come in here.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna be all excited about it. It doesn't start till like 3 p.m. our time or something like that, I think. So you have plenty of time afterwards. Wednesday, then you've got Golden State Lakers. That's one. You've got Minnesota Heat. Giannis coming back right there, Rudy Gobert and those guys coming up here. Then Thursday, you've got Cleveland 76ers, Nuggets, Oklahoma City as well. And then you've got Knicks Celtics on Friday night.
Where are the Phoenix Suns in this national lineup?
This is kind of my point, Coop, is with all the talk about an improved Suns team again this year, they're re-signing, bringing everybody back with what they did last year. Obviously, the national broadcasters don't care.
Well, look, the Sixers had the best offseason, and so if I were a TV or league executive, I would certainly have them in the max number of times that I could.
But don't you worry about injuries? They're going to get burned where, how many games is LeBron going to play this year? Joel Embiid has played more games, more games in his career than he's played in.
Okay, so even with that being said, you still have Tyrese Maxey, and I know people they don't really recognize the name VJ Edgecombe because he was a rookie. Mm-hmm. He's like one of the best rookies last year. You have Jaylen Brown. Yeah. Those are three guys that don't miss games. And so look, LeBron, he won't have to carry the load as much. Say what you want about LeBron. LeBron doesn't really miss a whole lot of games. I know he has some of these injuries.
No, he played 60, 70 games.
Yeah. He spends lots of money on his body during the offseason. So, he's not a Joel Embiid. He's not an Anthony Davis.
But
he's not a Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, but the problem is the guy you named first there is on his team.
Yeah. And here's the deal. I think the Sixers can win in spite of him.
All right.
Well, LeBron's going there to be a backup. Really quick, Christmas Day, Spurs-Knicks is the first game on Christmas Day.
Before you go down that, okay. I have Christmas Day's national TV watch list. Cool. Okay. You better start resting up now.
Okay.
So you're including the other sports.
There's two sports playing, NBA and NFL.
Dale, are you telling me that I may have to get my mother upset at me?
Yeah.
Because see, my mother's having Christmas at her house this year,
and it's on a Friday too, Coop. Christmas is on a Friday.
When you get family gatherings at mom's, it's too much riffraff. A lot of
side
reminiscing,
stuff,
a lot of laughing, this, that, and that. And I'm into the games, man.
Yeah.
So I may have to be a no-show. That would piss my mom off.
You know what your mom's Christmas present is? A giant 100-inch TV. For one of her bedrooms where nobody else is allowed in but you. That's the Christmas
That's a good
gift.
point.
Coop, but what I already want you to start working on is your sniffles. So you get Christmas Eve, you go, Mom, I just ain't feeling good.
He's setting it up now. He's like, guys.
I like the way Dale thinks.
All right.
Let me hear this lineup.
Here we go. Starting off at it'll be 10 a.m.
Ooh. Nice.
In the morning, you have Spurs-Knicks.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. And then at 11 o'clock, you got the Packers at the Bears.
Ooh.
All right. Then you have next Heat and Celtics. Then you have Bills-Broncos.
Wow.
Then you have 76ers-Lakers.
Ooh.
Then you have Thunder-Wolves.
Wow.
Rams-Seahawks.
Jeez.
Nuggets-Warriors.
Yeah, Nuggets-Warriors. Close it out.
I'm working on that cop already. Boy, that is, brother, that's tremendous.
Wow.
And see, here's the deal. This is why I need to be in my home.
Yeah.
So I have two screens in my man cave.
Right.
Oh, wow, Dale. Thank you, man.
You got it.
That is crazy with the football added into that as well on that Friday.
And no one let my mom on.
Yeah, exactly. Keep that quiet there. But like you said, no Suns at all in that list anywhere. So just your traditional big teams at this point.
Yes.
Well, see, look, the league is all about the big names because when Durant was on the Suns were getting those games,
right.
and they weren't worth a damn.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'd rather them be like they are now. And because I watch them locally, they'll be on despite the fact they're not on national. And so when they are doing what I expect them to do, a top 4 team. Look, they're not going to be a top 3 team. We already know who the top three teams are. You got OKC, you got the Spurs, and you have the T-Wolves. Suns will be fighting for that 4th spot with the Rockets and the Nuggets, and I think the Suns will win.
I think T-Wolves and Nuggets are going to be a switch around, possibly.
Nuggets are on the decline.
Yeah, so are the Wolves. I'm not a Wolves fan. They're Wolves fans. There's something wrong with that team, man.
Dude, how can you say
They're
that?
from Minnesota, Coop. There's just something in the water up there.
It says, I did see a little blurb. I don't know what the truth to it was, but there's some multi-billionaire overseas around where the Joker lives somewhere, and they have a league over there.
Yeah,
and there's talk of him trying to buy the Joker out of his contract, bring him over there, and pay him more money.
Like Liv?
Yeah, like Liv.
Right?
And if Denver loses the Joker, then they become
they become nothing. They become Jazz Light, probably is where they go down to at that point, and stuff like that. But yeah, so you're putting Suns top 4. There definitely should be a top 6 team. I don't know if I'm pulling the trigger to 4 yet, but there'll be 5 or 6.
Look, Minnesota's got 3. Look, the fact that they traded Julius Randle and they brought back LaMelo Ball means everything because, see, their franchise player, Anthony Edwards, he had to do everything. I mean, from handling the ball to initiating offense to making big shots to driving the paint. He had to do it all, and his body was beginning to wear down. He was starting to get injured. LaMelo Ball, I mean, he takes the ball away from Anthony Edwards. He can now be that creator and facilitator. I mean, LaMelo Ball is a terrific passer.
Agree 1,000%. I don't know if Ant-Man and Ball and Rudy Gobert can get along.
Gobert's not a shooter. All he needs is just to throw the lob up to him.
But he's a locker room guy that messes up a locker room, and I don't know if Bell and Ant-Man are going to get along. So I'm throwing out there.
No.
Well, I don't think they make the trade if he's not going to fit in that locker room.
It's the Minnesota. They make a lot of weird stuff happen up there.
I don't know where that's coming from.
No. It's Steve's personal bias.
The Lynx are going to get to the WNBA playoffs and lose in the first round. It's going to be what they do, man. It's what they do as well out there. Let's get to me in Minnesota, man. Let's get to baseball here, of course. We talked to you last. Diamondbacks tied the Padres, beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3.
Well, look, they went 4-3 in those 7 games, and I'm really pissed off about the game Saturday night. I mean, look. I mean, you just can't ask Brandon Pfaadt to throw any better than he did. 7 shutout innings. He out-threw Yamamoto. Yeah. So it's 0-0 after 7 innings. The Diamondbacks, top of the 8th, bring in Jonathan Loaiza to pitch. He gives up a solo homer to Kyle Tucker. I'm thinking it's going to be a tough luck loss because now it's the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-0. They have on their closer Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
I mean, first pitch. I mean, that's not first pitch, but Perdomo triples to the gap in right center, and it's like, oh my gosh! All right, I'm just got my fingers crossed because the Diamondbacks have had men in scoring position all night long and not have been able to score. What happens? Corbin Carroll triples to left field. Back-to-back triples. We're tied at 1. We're 90 feet away from a second consecutive walk-off. Ryan Walsmith with a 2-run bomb in the 9th the night before. I mean, I'm like, how about this? We're going to win the series. And, man, I just couldn't believe what happened. And so to see the Diamondbacks lose that game, and keep in mind, the only hit Ohtani gets an entire series is that little scratch thing that Tawa should have been able to backhand.
Mm-hmm. 1 for 11 in the series.
I mean, it's unbelievable. But the Diamondbacks did win the series, but I couldn't help but think this. 2 years ago, after the Diamondbacks hit, and we're talking about 2024, a year after they had gone to the World Series,
right?
They have a 8-0 lead in the 7th inning against the Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee. Diamondbacks lost that game. And I was saying, I sure hope that doesn't come back to haunt them. Well, I'll be darned. Last game of the year, Braves and Mets, they have to play a doubleheader. Diamondbacks need one of those teams, either the Mets or the Braves. They need them to sweep a split and they're out. Well, if they had won that game in Milwaukee, they're guaranteed in. They're guaranteed in. That one game would have put them in. But I'm now here finding myself saying, I sure hope that game doesn't come back to haunt them again. Because, I mean, shoot, man, let's face it. They're tied with Philly for the second wild card spot. Yep. So actually they have the second wild card spot.
Throw it up, Ethan. Right now, throw up the NL wild card standings.
Right now they have the season series lead over the Philly. So, but the Padres.
But they play them again. Coming up again.
The Padres are only a game back.
Yeah.
Dude, this is nothing but a scramble to the end. And if it comes down to that one game again that throws it out, man, I am going to be so bitter.
But can you put it on this one game on Saturday night, or can you put it to the blown saves from Seawald that started creeping in, and you kept throwing them out there and stuff like that?
This the Saturday one. I mean, you have to take the one that stands out the most. Yeah. Man, you are 90 feet away.
No, I don't.
Bottom of the 9th inning at home.
But it's execution. That's what I hate. And to me, it goes back to coaching. It's execution.
Oh, it's not coaching.
You practice these moments to bunt. You practice these moments to bunt. You practice these moments to hit.
Look. You don't bunt. Look, with Corbin at third base, nobody out, game tied at 1.
Well, you're not
bunting,
your Marte.
3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5. It's not like you're 7, 8, 9 hitters.
You would have surprised the world if Marte would have laid down a bunt right there.
First of all, the Dodgers brought their infield in.
I know.
They brought and no, I'm not putting that on Lovello. That's the players, man. Come on now. I'm not letting you get away with that, but no.
Yeah, first of all, it's a brutal decision.
Well, what? Geez, there we go. I just No, it's absolutely unacceptable for you not to score in that situation and win that game. I agree 100% and stuff like that. But look, they recovered. They won on Sunday.
Dude,
it was behind the back of
Erod.
Erod.
That should have been a sweep.
Okay.
Coop,
But what I'm
no.
saying is you could
Coop.
see they come in on Sunday and then they're just like, we should have won yesterday.
I'm
You
not
lose
buying
again.
that. I'm not buying not in this pitted race, man.
So look, I say something stupid and then you follow it up with something
with
stupid.
something
Coop.
more stupid.
No, okay.
The stupid brothers, though. You got the bad brothers, stupid brothers.
Something with this seat over here.
Because they would have won Saturday night, you're saying that that Eduardo Rodriguez wouldn't have come out and thrown 115 pitches the next day.
No, the other side of it is their bullpen got taxed to where we found out after Sunday 4 guys were not able to be pitched on Sunday as well. So Erod had to go that extra inning to try to get there.
That would have been the same case whether they won in the ninth or not.
They had a bad lackadaisical.
They had to go
already
10th
won
again.
the series, Coop. They already won the series
Why? Look, okay, that's like you saying, all right, we won the NFC Championship game against these guys last year.
Yeah.
So NFC Championship game against the same team this year. Hey man, we got this. You're not going to say that.
No, but you're also you're a little more satisfied in baseball, Coop.
Dale,
Is this passion? I get it because Saturday night was unacceptable not scoring in
It's
that. I
frustrating.
agree with you. It's what the Diamondbacks do. It is beyond frustrating how you can have 22 people in scoring position and not score 3 of them. You know, it is ridiculous that what happened. The Diamondbacks happened. The hitting is the most ridiculous thing to deal with. It's frustrating as all heck. 1,000%.
Okay, so you think this final month and a half of the season, down this pennant stretch, that hitting is the most critical part that the
100%.
Diamondbacks have to get? What do you say? He says hitting.
See, I'm going to narrow it down more than that. I think they're hitting fine. They're having opportunities. Situational hitting.
Which goes to Saturday night.
When you get a guy on second or third base, he's got to score down the stretch. Again, you know, if you get 12 runners in scoring position, you got to bring home 5 of them.
Yeah.
You can't go 1 for 12 or 2 for 27 or some of these numbers that they're putting up. So I say situationally.
Well,
what do you say?
I don't argue with either one of you, but for me, they need their stars to be stars.
Well, that goes to the hitting, though.
Cattell,
that's what I'm saying.
And Corbin, dude, Corbin's really starting to piss me off.
Perdomo.
Perdomo's the one guy that looks like he's scratching himself.
But that's what I mean by hitting is. Can you imagine what this team would be if Marte, Corbin, and Perdomo were producing at the level we expect from them? This team would be unbeatable.
In a season in which Gabby Moreno is having a career year, you have your stars who are hitting below 250.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, man.
Well, you got Perdomo at 244, you got Carroll at 241, you got Marte at 247. And they got Waldschmidt. He's at 290.
Yeah.
You've got Vargas is having a good year, as you said. Moreno over 300, and so I will agree with you.
But I think I heard the numbers. I think Bob Brenly said it on the broadcast. He gave the numbers for the month of July for both Cattell and for Corbin.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, dang. I mean, I'm no baseball player, but heck, I think I can scratch out maybe 5 hits here, 4 hits there. You know.
Well, that's what I mean by hitting is mainly their main guy. You're getting enough from Waldschmidt. You're getting enough from Tawa for the most part. You know, up or down. You're getting enough from Kepler. You're getting enough from Arenado. What you're missing is right now with this team and most of the season is Marte, Perdomo, and Carroll not getting those timely hits and stuff. And that if they can figure out that and get 2 out of 3 of those guys consistently hitting like you expect them to do, this team's unbeatable.
But here's the deal with Perdomo.
The way their pitching's
even though Perdomo's average may not be what you think it is,
he should be a leadout guy.
Have you watched this guy work pitchers? Yeah. I mean, he foul ball, and then he gets those walks. So those walks are not going to be reflective in his batting average, but his on base percentage has really picked up. And
I agree.
And so, but the other 2 guys, I mean, it's like.
But great, so Perdomo gets on it. Nobody can hit him in because Carroll's struggling and Marte's struggling out there and stuff.
I mean, but Carroll,
if this team can figure out hitting Coop, they're gonna. But
here's the deal:
they compete for the Dodgers for first place, like Dale called earlier in the show.
But here's the deal: even the announcers have pointed it out, and we know it to be true. the book on Carroll is you throw him that high outside pitch and he goes chasing. Dude, you would think that his hitting coaches, would sit down and tell this dude, come on, man. He's watched enough film. But he goes up and he repeats the same thing every freaking time. Yeah. He's driving me crazy.
Sirocco comes back last night, gets that, 4 1/3 inning, I think is what he officially got charged with here. Look, take him out at that point. It's a blowout ball game, it's basically a comeback situation.
Well, Torrey said his absolute drop dead limit was 80 pitches. And so he's at 77. Yeah. With that,
but I have no problem with that being a blowout. Bringing him back slowly. Well, but then you see the new guy come in and pitch.
You'd like to get him a win, but look. They designate Sewald for assignment because they said, hey, look, you had to. We don't basically tell him we don't trust you as a back end guy, and so you don't fit what we need for long relief. So they signed Littell. I didn't expect Littell to throw 4 2/3 of shutout last night, but all of a sudden I'm saying, damn, that Hazen did it again.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing, right? He got cut from who was he with? Nationals. Yeah, they just released him because he's been terrible, and he shows up here and comes into the back half of that game as well. And I wanted to do this about Sewald here, and we'll wrap up the show with this. If you want to listen to it, Torrey yesterday talked about DFAing Sewald and what a hard decision it was and things of that. So I want to play this clip for everybody first, and then, look, I'm going to give an unexpected tribute to Paul Sewald here on his way out of town. But first, here's Torrey yesterday on Sewald.
He is, first of all, it was a brutal decision. He's meant so much to this organization. He's closed out 24 games. He solidified things for our 23 run. He had a number of saves in 24 before he got banged up. And you learn to appreciate the human being at a certain point. He's just such a great competitor and was having so much success. And on top of that, he's a friend of all of us. Like, he's just a good person. He's a great husband. He's a great father. He stands for all the things that we believe in here as an Arizona Diamondback. So to say goodbye to him was not easy. It was agonizing. However, the reasons that were stated in my office yesterday were things such as the role that you're currently in is not going to be an area of your strength. It's not something that you've done a lot. You're usually a very back end guy. We're going in another direction. You can see the success of the team. You guys, not Paul. You can see the success that the team is having with guys going in other directions, or with going in different directions other than him. Guys are really, really getting after it, and he understood that. I think it was painful for him, and we said our goodbyes, but more like we'll see you later. That's the mindset. I just feel like the role he was in, we need a little bit more length. And that's where Zach comes in. I know you guys are aware that Zach Littell signed with us. And who knows? Mike made some comments in there that stuck with me, and I'm sure we'll stick with Paul. And what we all remembered is what he's done for this ball club and what he's done for this organization. It's just we're going in a different direction because guys are looked at in a little bit different way, such as Brandon Garcia and Kevin Ginkel and Loizaga and Murillo. I think they soaked up the spot that Paul was in, and that's just the nature of the game.
My thoughts on this is pretty simple. One, as a man, it makes that decision harder, but in a baseball sense, that's the easiest decision they probably are going to make all year, letting him go. That being said, the Diamondbacks are not where they are today without Paul Sewald. They weren't there in 23. They didn't get to that World Series without the contributions. As bad as it goes with him at the end, you're not there. You're not in those positions without what he did for you there. It is just he's just a guy that cannot get through a whole season without going disaster mode on you. And it's a terrible thing to see. But it's just it can't be that. It's a hard decision because you like the human being as a great guy, but as a pure baseball decision, had to be done. No, they had to do it, and that's one thing I'll give these guys credit for. They tend to delay these types of decisions. Steve Pavin-Smith, C. Sewald last year, C. Sewald the year before. They tend to delay these types of decisions there, and they realized it early. They capitalized on it, and so you got to give everybody credit on that. I wish Sewald the best. It's just your role's gone here now, fell apart, but you also have to acknowledge we're not here in this position. They're not in the second spot in the wild card without Paul Sewald this year.
No question. Look, here on this very show, both you and I, and Dale as well, I mean, we commended Mike Hazen for his foresight in bringing Sewald back because I poo-pooed it from the beginning. Yeah. I don't want to see him back. But Sewald, just like Tori said, I mean, this guy was nails. I mean, we talked about how the Diamondbacks, he was one of their brightest stars, if not their MVP early on. I mean, he saved 23 of his first 24 opportunities. Yes. It's only like Steve talked about, it inevitably, late in the season, around this time, he tends to fade, except for the year the Diamondbacks acquired him around this time. And going forward in the 23 World Series
from Seattle, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But he's fading. I mean, look, I think the stat was he had pitched like 11 innings and given up 18 earned runs. I mean, he could one of those outings. I mean, his first five. I mean, I think it was another game, the only game that Fott didn't win that he started before this game here. He had a 6-3 lead in the bottom of the ninth inning, gave up a double, 2-run homer, solo home run. All of a sudden, it's 6-6. Yeah. He was giving up home runs. He just couldn't get people out anymore. I don't know what the deal was, but yeah, it's time to move on and thank him for his contributions because, like Tori said, Diamondbacks wouldn't be in this situation without him.
I think they handled it as professionally as you could because you're right. I mean, obviously, the general manager, the owner, and the skipper are all going to remember more of the good things than the couple bad outings at the end, whereas fans tend to focus on the bad a lot more than they tend to they focus on the good, i.e. Steve McCollum.
Did you not just hear what I said? The Diamondbacks are not in this position without Paul Sewald.
Stephen
I'm giving the guy credit for once in my life. Hey, breaking news, I'll give this. Dale saw it a little bit ago. The Vikings have named Kyler Murray their starting quarterback, according to ESPN. Not a shocker in my eyes.
I'm shocked by that.
Are you?
Of course not.
I was going to say with JJ there as well. I'm wondering what that means for JJ in that locker room. I wonder how the quarterback dynamic is going to be. Because JJ was not happy, Kyler was there. We'll have to see if Kyler burns. But I don't have my official picks out, but I'm expecting the Vikings to win 10, 11 games this year.
Well, here's the
with
deal.
Kyler Murray as their
if you're
quarterback.
a Viking fan, or even some players on that coaching staff, JJ McCollum was your Paul Sewald.
McCarthy.
Yeah, he was your Paul Sewald.
Don't blame him with
me. Because they gave him every opportunity to be that guy last year, and he failed. And so now they've lost confidence in him. The next interception he throws, they're going to say, here we go again. It's almost like the Paul Sewald. The next home run he throws, and get him out.
The star receiver doesn't want J.J. McCarthy as the quarterback and wants Kyler Murray. That alone decision is fairly easy. And I think he's going to have a good year. We're going to be sitting here as Cardinals fans going, of course. Of course this is happening right now. Don't worry about it, though, because they'll get to the playoffs and look like garbage because it's Minnesota.
Well, look. If the Cardinals had this coaching staff and these players, because they needed a Jeremiah Love. They needed a Tyler Algier. That running back room, like I've said before, I think it's one of the best in the league right now. And I know people don't really know a whole lot about Jeremiah Love, but just watch. The guy stays healthy, you'll see. And so that's the quarterback's best friend. Turn around, hand the ball off. It takes a lot of pressure. The Cardinals were asking Kyler to be Superman and win the games for him.
Yes.
They're not asking him to do that in Minnesota. They said, hey, get it to our bevy of stars. I mean, look at his receiving core. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings. His tight end is T.J. Hawkinson.
So don't discount their running game last year. It would set the tone.
Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. Yeah, I mean, he's got some weapons. I mean,
do you say Minnesota double-digit wins?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I got him at least 10.
And here's the deal. That's in a very, very tough division.
Yeah.
I mean, that division is tougher than the West if you consider all four teams, because there's a fourth team in the West that stinks.
That is true.
But in that division in North, every team is good. I mean, from the Bears to the Lions to the Packers to the Vikings. Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Well, let's get out of here, fellas. Bruce Cooper joins us, of course, every Tuesday as well. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock as well. Robert really quick says, Tawa should have been playing behind the runner in that situation with that catcher on first for that, I guess, misplayed ball there as well. And then Robert says, being down 4 relievers is on the 728 and 748 manager with his record there as well.
Now tell me this, Scoop, when we come back next Tuesday, will ASU have a starting quarterback name?
Yeah.
They hit the Tonasona today, right?
It's either today or tomorrow, but yeah, it's this week. I forget which day.
No.
All right.
Do you think Keene's going to keep it? I tell you this,
I do.
Yeah, he's in the conversation where I was telling you beforehand, the fact they haven't named anybody.
Yeah, they're going to give Boley every opportunity to win, but he ain't going to do it.
You just said what I was thinking. They're like, please, Boley. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Let's do something.
One more.
Come on, man. Come on, let's do this. And it's an interesting thing to see. For Dale, for me, we're out of here. See you tomorrow, everybody.